are and how to do that. But the real point is whether patents like these or the protection of intellectual property rights like these necessarily going to help or encourage innovations and inventions, or rather it is going the other way. Well, we're going to continue our discussion about that point, which is very important for all of us in the world right after this break. Welcome back. You're watching a live edition of Dialogue on CCTV News. With me in the studio once again, we have Edward Lehman, Managing Director of Lehman, Lee and Xu. That's a law firm based in China. And we also have another lawyer with us, a female lawyer, Luca Lu, Managing Partner of Capital Associates. That's also a law firm based here in the Chinese capital. Meanwhile, we're also joined in the studio by Professor Jin Hai-Jun from Renmin University. He's a law professor over there. Let's start from you, Professor Jin. Earlier, we've been discussing about the IPR issue related into the case between Samsung and Apple. And here really is the question, does protection of intellectual property rights to what it is here today really help for us or encouraging us to do innovation and invention, or rather the other way around?
Actually, theoretically, it's still a question for the scholars to understand. I mean, there's someone argue that it's very helpful for innovation, but others will debate that where's the evidence? That means if there's no IP, there's still innovation in the maybe ancient China, you know. But in the modern age, the common point is that IP is a helpful mechanism, institutions for invention and other innovation in the field. For example, in this case, the design. I mean, the design, usually we look not so very high in the field, but sometimes it can pay billions damages. It's a big deal. For example, in the case in China, there's several years ago in Zhejiang province, the court decided a case concerned the utility model. It's a very small invention, but the damages is 2,000 million.
So your point is, it is helping or not?
It's helping. I agree, it's helping.
All right, and here we have probably other views from this panel. Ms. Lu, your views, intellectual property rights protection necessarily going to encourage innovation and also inventions?
Not necessarily. I think on one hand it does help, because if you do not